Yo, good evening, all of you beautiful people on the internet. How's it going? My name is Josh, and you are here at Bonus Stage for yet another of our many Let's Listening parties. We are here with Carrie and Ian of the GameGrooves community. How is it going to both of you in unison, please?
Great.
Good.
Great and good. Oh
Yeah.
man.
It's a warm one here. I'm sure it is equally as warm for you, Ian, since you're a little further south of.
Probably not. It's about mid 60s right
Oh,
now, but
okay.
I've still got the fan going,
Oh,
so
okay.
don't
No, it's
worry.
it's a little toasty here in the East
Yeah.
Bay today. No, I'm good. I've had a good day. I got a new pair of glasses today,
Woo.
and went to the gym, and now I'm here. So hey, all
Feeling
good.
fresh, feeling fancy, getting into some beautiful music tonight. Of course, we are here to celebrate the pre-release of the next Game Grooves album that is lounging in the Velvet Room. This is a smoky lounge take on the music of the Persona series. Yeah, I love this take. I love the style. I love what everybody has done with these arrangements. Can one of you or both of you enlighten me and the rest of us as to how this all started?
Sure. So as many of you know by now, last year, about in the middle of the year, we transitioned. Alan decided to step away from Game Grooves, and a team of us took over. So myself and Carrie, who are both here tonight, as well as Drew Gibson, aka Lowlander, Viron Media, and Ro Panaganti. So the five of us are uh, basically running things now, keeping Game Grooves alive, right? All of that work that Alan put into to kick this off has come to this point.
Mhm.
And kind of along those lines, this is actually the very first album that we conceived of as a group, right? As the new leadership team going forward. So this we structured everything, implemented all of these new systems that we really got to test out with this album, and of course moving forward. So we're very excited to be here and presenting this today. It's a culmination of basically something that started kind of close to the beginning of the year. So
Well,
Yeah, and
bravo.
as far as the theme, one, we wanted to do a Persona album, one because like obviously Persona is as popular as it's ever been, especially in the United States. But it was something that we wanted to kind of revisit because Game Gears had done a Persona release before, but it was just a 5-track EP, and that's coming up on 5 years ago. So that was August 2020 when Steal Your Heart came out, which was the very second Game Gears release.
Wow.
And so we thought it was time to do another Persona album, but like theme it a little sort of more specifically in terms of the music this time. Obviously, we have done jazz albums before.
Mhm.
Mauville Melodies, of course. I think at least one other like sort of jazz specific release, but it had been a while since we had done a jazz album. And to do something a little out of the box, because
Mhm.
there's obviously the Persona 5 soundtrack is a jazz soundtrack. So how do we kind of like vary that up a little bit? And so Ian Martin is a lounge easy listening aficionado, I think more than anyone else on the ops team. And we had considered theming it to one of the games specifically. It was like, okay, well, maybe we just revisit Persona 5, or Reload had just come out, the Persona 3 remake. And then I had the thought of, oh, well, the through line through all of the Persona games is the Velvet Room. The Velvet Room and Igor appear in every single Persona game, and I thought we just do like a sort of a pan Persona release, something that covers the entire franchise where any game would be eligible from the Persona franchise. So it's nice that we did get representation from all 5 Persona games.
Mm.
Um, it is still mostly 4 and 5 because that's what most people are more familiar with. But we got a good bit of 3, and Biscore did the lone Persona 2 tune, and then Aria of the Soul originated in Revelations Persona. And
Not
then
Castlevania.
Castlevania. And I love the cover. I do want to talk about the cover art. We had kind of kicked around a few different ideas for this, and I had proposed making it look like the Velvet Room from Personas 1 and 2, which notably featured a piano player and the vocalist Belladonna, who are really the people who are performing Aria of the Soul for you, the player, in those games. So it was nice to sort of have that throwback that still really serves as the through line for the entire franchise.
Yeah. And that artwork, by the way, was done by one of Veron's friends who's done a lot of artwork for Veron's previous albums, but this is the first time she's done artwork for us, and that's Maria Francesca Massaro Guglielmo. So thank you to her for that. This came out better than I possibly could have hoped, but it, yeah, as Carrie said, it's really capturing that early concept of the Velvet Room that's really music focused.
I did just drop the Instagram for the artists, folks. We celebrate and we support living artists here at Bonus Stage, so definitely go and follow them. And if you have a project for them, maybe look them up, see what their rates are. Oh man, paying artists in this day and age, love it, love to see
the
it.
Concept. No, I think our promise to you from GameGrooves is you're not going to catch us using AI slop in any of our projects. Like we're not doing it.
Right. Yeah, we actually it's built into our album contracts going forward, both in terms of audio and like album art content. So
absolutely. Well, that's beautiful. Well, it's a wonderful concept. I feel like it's it's been a while since we've had any Persona from GameGrooves, but it's been lovely to see what people have done with it. And from what I understand, you actually also have attracted a lot of new artists to lead some of the arrangements.
Yeah, I would say over the last probably 6 months in particular, we've had a really strong kind of recruitment effort, and we've tried to be a lot more transparent about how easy it is to kind of join the Groove Troop. We have an open application form that will allow you to access, the Groove Troop channels within the GameGrooves Discord. Yeah, if you are in chat today and you're a VGM musician and you aren't already part of the Groove Troop, send in an application. And we do ask that you provide some samples of your work just to make sure that you would be a good fit for us. Yeah, we've got some killer upcoming projects, but this one in particular, I'm really excited about just because of the fact that it does feature, I think more than half of the tracks are from folks who are kind of new to GameGrooves, either at large or new to being the primary arrangers on these tracks. So there's a few folks, Xander Plute comes to mind, where Ian and I had featured him on our Goldenrod City Pop track, our cover of National Park from Gold and Silver.
The darling.
I love National Park. But now Xander, he did Axe to Grind, which we'll listen to later on in this listening party from Persona 5 Strikers. And so this is his first time as a primary arranger on a GameGrooves track, which is exciting to see. It's just really nice to see folks really kind of come into their own through participation in GameGrooves.
Yeah, and to see the community grow. I love what you folks have got going on over there, and yeah, just really happy to see that things are expanding. Things are looking up. Things have transitioned, and we're having some affirming things come to pass. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, we have some of those lovely people backstage who are ready to join us and talk about their tracks after we've listened to them. We also have some opening statements from some artists who could not be here, as well as I think at least one opening video. There will be video tonight. It's not just let's listen, let's watch. Oh man, I have to do a whole rebrand. I'll be right back. No, but yeah, I think we're ready to listen to the first few tracks. What do you say, Carrie, Ian?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Sweet. Okay, we've got 15 tracks tonight, folks. So we're going to do this 3 at a time. We've got coming up first. We've got Acapella VGM with Beneath the Mask from Persona 5. How could you start this album out any other way. We've got Layer Cake by Saya Sounds, and we've got Ursa Starstrong with arrangement of Aria of the Soul, not from Castlevania. But yeah, I just anytime I see Aria, I mean it's opera or it's that.
No.
Anyways, yeah, we're ready to dip in. So, folks, let's
Listen.
Where have you been? Been searching all along. Came facing twilight on and on, without a clue, without a sound, without grasping at the real question to be asked. Where have I been?
I'm a shapeshifter at Poe's masquerade, hiding both face and mind, free for you to draw. I'm a shapeshifter. What else should I be? Please don't take off my mask, revealing dawn.
Moments of calm, nothing left to be found. A mirror right in front of me, that's where I found an empty glass, reflecting the sad truth. It's telling words not to be told. I need the mask. I'm a
Shapeshifter at Poe's masquerade, hiding both face and mind, all free for you to draw. I'm a shapeshifter, chained down to my core. Please don't take off my mask, my gaze too high.
da
I can't tell you how to see me. Just a cage of bones. There's nothing inside. Will it unleash me, burning down the walls? Oh, is there a way for me to break? I'm a shapeshifter at Poe's masquerade, hiding both face and mind, all free for you to draw. I'm a shapeshifter, have no face to show. Please don't take off my mask, my disguise.
I am really digging the vibe of this album so far. Yeah, I think everyone so far has super nailed the lounge feeling. Everything seems really smooth, really smoky. I feel like I should have an old fashioned right now, like that would just materialize, right? We're joined now by Patrick, aka Acapella VGM, who is an arranger and performer on that first acapella track. Patrick, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. This is I guess my third time on this show, and thank you for having me back. I always love doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that was, I think the seminal track from the Persona series that needed to have a place here. So it was really fun and refreshing to hear a clean a cappella version of that. And of course, you had some incredible singers on that as well with you, like Tiggs, Ian Martin, Sarah Dunvant. My listening notes are silky, rich harmonies, the snaps. So just tell us about your nerd cred. What's your favorite Persona game?
Oh, well, my Persona experience is unfortunately pretty limited to Persona 5. And I only played it for the first time in like 2023 when it came out on the Switch. But I mean, I played that game to death. Like I was playing for like the last hour of my day before going to bed, pretty much like routinely for months, and I got all the way through it, 120 or so hours into it.
Wow!
And ever since, I feel like there's been like a Persona 5 shaped like hole in my soul. Like I've been trying to find games that scratch a similar itch, and it's kind of hard to find a game like that. And I think a big part of that is because of the music. And I mentioned in like the artist spotlight, and I think it's especially true of this track in particular, that the Persona 5 soundtrack and really all of them are transformative when you listen to it. Like whenever I hear Beneath the Mask, it's like it feels like it's a rainy day in Tokyo, and I like want to have like a coffee in a little cafe somewhere, or I want to like smoke a cigarette, even though I don't smoke and I've never smoked a cigarette in my life. It makes me like feel a certain way to hear this music. And so when I propose this track, it's an honor to be able to arrange a track like that for the album to have my proposal chosen for the track. I was really happy I got a chance to do it.
Yeah, and to start many smoking habits because of it.
Please don't smoke.
Yes, don't do that.
If anything, I think acapella is like an ad for not smoking because the voices all sound very smooth, very incredible.
I'm a singer. I'm classical. I make money from this. Like I don't smoke at all. But
Yeah.
Oh man, I admire you because I'm used to sitting in the back with the basses, and we're just like, hey, we're gonna like have some whiskey and some cigars the night before, and we're gonna wake up in the morning, hit this gig at 11 a.m. and hit those B's.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. There are some days where I will I might have used my voice kind of aggressively the day before, and so I'll wake up and I'll suddenly have like a low C, and I'm like, ooh, I should go record some vocal bass.
You just do some sampling.
I'm not gonna have that note normally, so I gotta get in there and record it while I've got it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What this formation of other singers that you've chosen feels very hand-picked. Was it really easy to be like, hey, I want you, and here you are?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So in the case of one of them, Sarah Donovan is my wife, so that was an easy choice. She's also a singer, and so I've collaborated with her on a couple of videos on my channel before.
Nepotism.
Tiggs is somebody who's been Tiggs has been kind of on my radar for a while. I've never gotten to collaborate with her on any project, but I've seen her work, and she was part of the core group within this album, and so I reached out to her immediately after my proposal was accepted. Ian as well, like obviously a great figure within GameGrooves, and someone who I've worked with a little bit before, especially on the last track that I did, which was the Welcome Home arrangement. He did some vocals for that as well, so an obvious choice. Like I knew that his voice would fit in really well with this. But the rest this was an interesting track to put together because I recorded 3 out of the 6 parts, but the way that I spaced it out, like kind of splitting up, like Ian sang one of the tenor parts, I sang another one of the tenor parts, and then the bass and the baritone parts kind of sit in a very different part of my voice, and so I was really pleased with it, the way that it sounded, almost like 6 completely different individuals for this track. And that was kind of the feel that I was going for, to like replicate like a 6-part a cappella group along the lines of like Take 6 or the Swingle Singers or like something like that.
Yeah, no, mission achieved. I would say absolutely super rich, super dense harmonies. Those clusters just sounded neat. Oh man, I'd love to see it live.
I would love to be in a position to be able to sing that live someday. That would be very, very fun.
With 2 other parts coming out of your mouth at the same time.
yeah.
Get some throat singing practice in.
I thought a lot about how an acapella VGM live show would work, and then like I don't know how that would with almost everything that I do is like one-man acapella just layered a million times, and so it's difficult to do that.
No, naturally. Well, great. Patrick, thank you so much. It was lovely to talk to you about this track. It's perfect opener. Absolutely knocked it out of the park. So thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We're going to say goodbye to Patrick for now, and we're going to say hello to GameGrooves veteran, Saya Sounds. Saya, how you doing tonight, man?
Hey, how's it going? I'm doing pretty well. Just had some dinner. This is the first I'm getting to hear any of these tracks, and honestly, this is for the most part the first time I've gotten to hear anything from Persona, because I have never played a Persona game in my life.
You and me both. Yeah, we can just take all the shots tonight, all the shots that get fired, that is. But
big fans.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe that might have helped you, and you can speak more to this just with your arrangement approach, because I'm also not very familiar with the game or the soundtrack, but everything that was happening in chat made it sound like your take on this track, the layer cake, was very kind of out of left field. So yeah, tell us the story behind that.
So I guess part of what I wanted to do was, and this is kind of going back to the, what was it? I think it was the City Pop Pokemon album. And was it? It was, I think, one of the battle themes, or I think it was like the rival theme. I don't remember who made it. But I love how they had taken something that was like really high energy and were able to just make it sound like really chill. And I thought, what if I can do the same thing? I didn't even know what song I wanted to do. I just started hurriedly listening through songs, like, because like I don't know, people have told me that I should definitely play a Persona game because if nothing else, they knew I would just be in love with the really jazzy soundtracks. And so I just kind of threw darts at a board to figure out like, well, what's going to sound even decent that I could do. So that's kind of the one I landed on, and I figured like, what if I can somehow slow this down and make it work somehow. which is really my approach to most things, TBH. So
yeah, you're usually the outlier in terms of arrangement style on these albums for sure, but it works. Yeah, that was a very beautiful arrangement. Again, my knowledge not knowing anything of it, but yeah, excellent performances from Jason Hughes, and and we were talking about it backstage as well. But R.E. Day. This is R.E. Day's album that we're listening to, folks.
Yeah.
That's the joke because they are featured on a lot of these tracks. Actually, there's lots of features on many of these arrangements, and yeah. So Jason, R.E., yeah, were those kind of handpicked, or were you just kind of like, hey, I'm looking for people to hop on this track with me. Who's open?
It was basically, Ian, I need help. Ooh woo, please find someone. And like I'm familiar, and like I'm fairly familiar with Jisoo's work, and I wanted to see, and you know, and we both agreed that she'd be a great pick. And yeah, like I had no idea who plays bass in the community. But yeah, Ari was a very solid choice for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, amazing. Well, I guess I don't really have any questions for you about the Persona series because you've never played it, but yeah, I mean, like obviously you kind of had this idea, oh, I could do any song chill style. What made you gravitate towards Layer Cake?
You know, that's a good question. I am more familiar with 4 and 5, and I think just as we had discussed, like more people have played those, and since they're more recent and pretty popular, like some of that music is just in the zeitgeist as it is. So I have not been able to go around YouTube without hearing some song that's like, oh hey, this sounds cool, and it's like, oh, it's from Persona game, cool. And so I guess passively more familiar with 4 and 5's music, whether or not I wanted to be. But I'm glad that I am. Mm-hmm. I guess I should say the only experience I've had with Persona, and it's not even Persona directly, but really any Atlas game, was that I did play Catherine a lot, and that was the first time I got to hear like smooth jazz in a video game setting, and realizing, oh hey, that could work. I wonder if there are more games like that, and then I never followed up.
So. Oh man.
To be fair, there are many other games like Catherine specifically. That's very much its own thing.
Yeah.
But...
yeah.
Or better or worse, yes.
Is that what turned you on into smooth jazz in video games generally? Oh man.
Sort of. Yeah. And it's also, I would love to see more of it, if anything.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, good. We're going to hear more of it tonight, actually.
Yeah.
And maybe I don't know. I'll encourage anybody who's modding music in Persona games to put some of these takes in. That would be really interesting. Cool. Well, Saya, that sounds like it was a really good time. Obviously, lovely product come out of it. Yeah, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, do we have you later on in any of the features, or is this your lone track? Because you're usually pretty prolific.
This is my lone track. I've been working on so many different things. This was all I had time for.
Oh, yeah. Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to drop your card.co in chat so that people can keep up with all of or some of those amazing projects that you've got in the pipeline.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks for being here to talk about just honestly unexpected and beautiful take on Layer Cake.
Love that rhyme. Thank you. Yeah, thank you again for having me on.
So. Absolutely. Cool, Saya. Well, we'll see you backstage. And folks, you could say goodbye to Saya because we're going to move on over now to Ursa. Ursa, first time joining the show. Ursa, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. Yeah, this has been really exciting. This is my first official track, both as a performer and as an arranger. So,
Oh wow.
um,
You mean with GameGrooves or with
Yeah.
VGM in general? Or okay.
Actually, both.
Wow. Welcome to the VGM scene, the most beautiful and supportive music scene you could ever imagine. You've made an incredible choice. Great. Well, what made you make that choice?
So I had been doing like covers and other things like that for quite a bit of time, and then I met Ian, and the rest, as they say,
Oh, man.
is history.
Oh man. All right. Well, shoot. I mean, yeah, Ian's tapped in. He is I was gonna say he's got his finger on the pulse, but I'm pretty sure he's like in the blood of the VGM scene. Awesome. Well, that's great. Awesome. Ian, thank you for bringing an awesome member into our fold. So Aria of the Soul, nothing to do with Castlevania, but to do with Revelations Persona. Is this a personal favorite of yours?
It's an iconic track that's played throughout the entire series, and as soon as I knew that the title of the album was going to be Velvet Room, I was immediately drawn towards this song. And I come from a classical singing background as well, so like knowing that like the original song is very like classical themed and its performance and everything, I was really excited to take this song and kind of turn it on its head and present it in a totally different way from how it's presented in the games.
Yeah, definitely. And then you said, again, just putting my lack of any nerd cred in this series at all on display, but you said this is a song that is featured throughout the series. Was there something about the Revelations Persona track that made you want to work on with that?
So that was actually something that I learned as a byproduct of actually picking this piece, because I'm only familiar with Persona 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, so what happened was he submitted for Aria of the Soul, and we decided to credit it to Revelations Persona since that is the game it appeared in first.
Okay.
And while there are some slight differences in the version that appears in 1 and 2 versus the version that appears in 3, 4, and 5, it is the same song, it is the same composition. So basically, in order to ensure that Persona 1 had some degree of representation on this album, we chose to credit it to Revelations Persona.
Oh man.
It was fun to do the research to actually go back and listen to the different versions of it, because it was kind of fun to see how they changed it over time. So that was a fun thing to learn as well.
Right, but that was after you had already worked on the arrangement, right?
It was part of the process while I was writing it. Yeah, I definitely would say the arrangement is definitely more flavored towards the later versions of it, which kind of had more instrumentation and other things than the original version did.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Fun. Just a quick side note to interject. So my personal Persona experience started like 17 years ago or so, where I had a summer where I played both 3 and 4 back to back. And the way that my parents' house is laid out, my sort of gaming room is next to my dad's office. And so he hates the Velvet Room theme because he heard so much of it summer. I just remember it was like I finished 3 and I started 4, and he was like, "Are you still playing that same game?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm in the next one in the series." And he was just like, "I'm tired of this song."
Oh no.
Brutal.
Tired of this.
Silent chat with the Oops All Velvet Room.
It's our next album. It's coming here first.
Yeah.
The color of the room.
My father.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my gosh. And then of course you also brought in the ringer of the album, R.E. Day. Also working with Sean R. Hansen and I Crescendo. Were these? If this is your introduction to the scene, I'm assuming these are all new to you, people that you've worked with.
Yes, they are. I was familiar with Sean through some of his work in the past, but for the most part, it was first time working with all of them. It was a really great experience.
Yeah, I bet a lot of people are just like super down to collab turn around tracks in record time, no issues whatsoever. Everybody gets along. So I hope, anyways, I'm just saying what my experience has been. So I hope that reflects yours as well.
Oh yeah, no, it was a great experience. It was great working with all of them.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And then you said 3, 4, and 5 were what you are familiar with. What's your fave and why?
5, and for numerous reasons. I love jazz music in general. I feel like 5 has the most kind of jazzy influence in it, but I also I love the visual style and everything that they put into it, and it's incredibly polished as well from when it first came out.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, maybe I'll start there then. It seems to have a lot of glowing recommendations. So yeah, whenever I get to actually play any other games in my life, I'll look at Persona 5. I promise. Well, Ursa, thank you so much for joining us on the show. Welcome to the GameGrooves community. Welcome to the VGM community. So cool. What a nice way to kick things off for you. And thank you again for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Right on. We're going to put Ursa away in the back room for a little bit. But yeah, we'll have a big hurrah at the end of the whole party here. Oh, actually, Ursa had a YouTube link, which I'm going to drop in chat in case you want to follow for more. Like and subscribe, all of those things. While I'm doing it, actually, let's just drop all the links in chat. Here's a link to the Bandcamp, and what we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to be giving away some download codes to interested parties at each listening break. I think I've got 4 codes to listen or to hand out, and we have 4 more listening blocks. So why don't we start on the next one? And folks, if you are interested in entering the draw to get one of these, one of 4, all you have to do is type "gimme" in chat, just like this. You just say GIMME, gimme. That means that you want something, and if you want this album, that is what you must do. Put it in chat, and then our Nightbot will know that you are interested, and will give you a chance to win. So we'll draw the first one after the next listening block. Carrie Ann, am I doing okay so far? Are we good?
Great.
Are we having fun?
We're doing
Yeah,
good.
oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I wasn't really worried. I just wanted to break up the tension a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, coming up next, we've got 3 more tracks. We've got Decals with Rivers in the Desert from Persona 5. We've also got I Crescendo with an arrangement of The Whims of Fate from Persona 5. And then we've got Ro Panaganti, who I see in chat, and I hope you're feeling well, bud. But you've got an arrangement of I Believe from Persona 5 Royal. What's the difference? Persona 5 and Royal.
Persona 5, Persona 5 Royal. Basically, it is an enhanced version of the original with additional content. They did the same thing with Persona 3 FES and Persona 4 Golden. Additional characters, additional story, stuff like that. So,
okay. Like a Royale with cheese.
yeah.
Yeah.
V-Ron just said Pokemon Emerald for Persona. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great
Battle
comparison.
Tower. All right, let's go.
Yeah. That's all FES was.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. Well, we're gonna listen to some music from those things. Persona 5. It's all Persona 5 on this next block, folks. Yeah.
Oops.
And then let's see, who do we got backstage who's going to join us after? We've got Decals is here to talk a little bit. We've also got actually, hold on. Should I read this? We've got some lovely words from Ro Panaganti. He bothered to write a whole paragraph.
Let's read that now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is for the last track on this listening block, but this is for track 6, I Believe. And Ro says, I'm super happy to have contributed a track to another GameGrooves album. Wow, formalities. And one away from rock, metal, and towards blues and jazz. Yeah, Ro, you're really flexing it. I Believe was both a super catchy part of Persona 5 The Royal, which I loved, and the theme of my friend Zalam's YouTube channel with Stephen Higby's sultry sax, a ton of help from Eric MG's arranging and trumpet, Allison's sublime trombone playing, and of course, David Russell, my longest time collaborator, on the keys. This take feels like stepping onto the stage and singing with and to friends. Yeah, that's a summation of the VGM scene for sure. Right on. Okay, well, with all of that out of the way, let's get into it, folks. Let's
Listen.
It's now or it's never, and I've got to make my decision. This time it could be my moment. Is this a mirage or a chance to fulfill my mission? A river in a dry land, the last ace in a lost hand, a heartbeat for a tin man, oasis in a singed land. I'm keeping the balance, but I'm standing on razor's edge now. Move quick or my life is over. One strike just to faint, then I'm out of his field of vision. Don't ask why I'm ready, but I'm ready to strike him down now. A chance at a new start, there's no time for indecision. A river in a dry land, the last ace in a lost hand. When the hope of new beginnings burned our feet, now we needed a heartbeat for a tin man, oasis in a singed land. Remind us what we're here for, creating new life, creating rivers in the desert.
Is a furnace, hot as hell in my world of conflict. One goal is what keeps me going. Take back what I lost to the bosses of greed and fear, yeah. Don't ask why I'm ready, but I'm ready to take them down now. The time for a new start is constantly drawing nearer.
Champagne flutes and
dinner suits that keep your focus away from the cheating hands. Tell me, does that sexy gown say what she's got in store for a man? So we roll the dice, see where they may fall. Come on, why don't we spin the wheel, see whom it may call. Give in to temptation, win it, maybe lose it all, yeah. Who knows where the winds of fate may lead us? Chandeliers and decollettes that keep your focus away from the cheating eyes. Tell me, what's that bow tie on that card guy tell you about his design? So we roll the dice, see where they fall. Come on, why don't we spin the wheel, see whom it may call. Who knows where the whims of fate will lead us? Who knows where the whims? Who knows? Who knows where the whims? Who knows? Who knows where the whims of fate may lead us?
Cool.
We roll the dice, see where they may fall. Come on, why don't we spin the wheel, see whom it may call. Give in to temptation.
It's time to build the hype y'all been waiting for. It's time to bring an end to question who will win. It's us. I used to have bad feeling, premonition of falling short. Now I have no fear since we're here to fight it together. I believe we can fly up into the sky. One day we may just be able to touch down on a star. Off the road we have to go, the roadless path we we shall proceed until the end of our roads. There's no turning back for us, 'cause we will never give up. Thought that I told you I'm not a robot, no. I thought that I told you I'm not a phantom, I'm in your face. It's time to show everything we got, to find a way out from this fake mirage. Life is happening in front of you right now. It's time to seize it. I believe we can fly up into the sky. One day we may just be able to touch down on a star. Road we have to go, the roadless path we shall proceed until the end of our roads. There's no turning back for us, 'cause we will never ever give up. It's our turn to get back, to grab a future which we fully believe, and it's not given to us. It is earned, and I believe we can fly up into the sky. One day we may just be able to touch down on a star. Off the road we have to go, the roadless path we shall proceed until the end of our roads. There's no turning back for us, because you know that I believe, oh, we can fly up into the sky. One day we may just be able to touch down on a star. Off the road we have to go, the roadless path we shall proceed until the end of our roads. There's no turning back for us, 'cause we will never ever give up. Oh, no, ever give up. Ooh, oh.
Oh, just gorgeous. Ro, it's a shame that you couldn't be here to talk about your track because, well, I mean, you are talking about it in chat, but but yeah,
we spent the last 5 minutes gassing Ro up backstage. So.
Yeah. yeah, we did. All right. Well, in that case, no, we're done. We're done listening to and hearing anything about Ro Panaganti. So we're gonna move on, folks. Before the listening block, we did announce that we are doing album giveaways, and we are gonna make our first draw of the night. So can I get drum rolls in chat, and Carrie, Ian, if you want to help out as well. I don't know. Just do something cool. All right.
There we go.
Let's see. Choose a winner. The winner is Maniacal Zed. Maniacal Zed. That's how we pronounce it in Canada. I'm not apologizing for that. Maniacal Zed, congratulations. You have won a download code for this album that is going to be released tomorrow. So I'm going to slip into your DMs here on Twitch and make sure that you have that listening code. And Ian and Carrie, if you want to distract everybody, just start talking about literally anything.
About literally anything. I mean, look, I'm really pleased with this last listening block. Three tracks from Persona 5. Obviously, the Persona 5 soundtrack has a lot to choose from in terms of jazz tunes and jazz adjacent tunes. But Rivers in the Desert and I Believe are, I don't think, super jazzy. Neither of them are. I would say I Believe is maybe a little more jazzy. But yeah, a huge fan of all of these arrangements. Whims of Fate is super jazzy, but the smoothed out version I'm a huge fan of. Yeah, I Believe is probably my single favorite track off of the Persona 5 soundtrack, kind of at large. Like when you hear that song for the first time, it in the sort of climax of the Persona 5 Royal extended story, it hits really hard, and it really stuck with me. So getting to see Ro flex his arrangement chops on that was a delight, and he really knocked it out of the park. So I'm very stoked for him and for that.
Yeah, more Ro vocals for sure. Hopefully in the future.
More Ro jazz and more Ro vocals.
More Ro jazz.
Please.
Yeah, more Ro vocals, more Ro jazz. Yes.
Vocals.
Oh my god. Gross. Ew. Oh my god. Well, yeah, you heard it, Ro. Just give up on all of your dreams of being a prog metal god and just take the exit into smooth jazz. But yeah, so I think now we're done talking to and listening about Ro. Actually, I've been sitting on him in the backstage here for a while. Why don't we bring out Deckles? We've got Deckles here who arranged Rivers in the Desert. Deckles, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, Josh. I am really excited to be here. This is my first time being a track producer as well as a performer for GameGrooves. So I'm just really excited to be a part of it.
Heck yeah, awesome. Well, there's all that community growth that we were talking about earlier. You're a amazing growth, Deckles. No, but so this is your first time being in the GameGrooves community, but I take it not the VGM community.
Yeah, that's correct. So I started. It's a very long chain of things. So I started as part of the New Jersey Gamer Symphony Orchestra in Northern New Jersey.
You guys are going to play one of my arrangements next season.
Whoa.
Oh, awesome. Cannot wait. And then through Chris/Donut/Warp Whistles Music, I learned of pixel mixers, and I learned of the VV-Go, the virtual video game.
Yeah.
And now, as kind of the penultimate part of the VGM pipeline for now, I'm now a GameGrooves producer, I suppose.
Awesome. All right. Well, welcome. Really glad. Yeah, there definitely is like a pipeline. And I mean, like it's kind of like a web, really. The pipes just go in all directions and have all stops. But yeah, it's wonderful to have you here. You arranged Rivers in the Desert. Is Persona 5 your favorite, and or what does this track mean to you?
Yeah, so Persona 5 is definitely my favorite. It was my introduction into the franchise. I told the story backstage a little bit, but my friend from college called me up one day and was like, "Dude, you gotta come over and we gotta play this game together. It is immediately like in your wheelhouse, and you're gonna love it." And long story short, I fell in love with the music almost immediately. And we were sitting there for about 7 hours playing the introduction of that game. I almost got through like the full, so I almost beat the tutorial. But the Rivers in the Desert is a really unique track. It plays near the end of the game, and it's a lot more rock oriented than a lot of the rest of the Persona 5 soundtrack.
A lot of heavy distorted guitars on that track. Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
distorted guitar, and
Mhm.
it kind of starts off the first time you hear it as an instrumental version, and then as you go through the dungeon, then you hear the vocal version, and it's just like, oh, okay, this is really sick. This is really awesome. And I really wanted to do something completely different with this track. I know that lounge, of course, is the whole theme of the album, but every cover that I've seen of this track is some kind of like metal or heavy rock cover. So I really wanted to take a spin on it that I haven't seen anyone do before. And I also wanted to make it a feature of a lot of different people. So Acapella VGM, who you've seen in a couple of videos now, did a fantastic job with the first verse and harmonies, and just a great opportunity to work with people that I haven't necessarily interacted with before.
Yeah, absolutely. Liz Robinette, Cherishu.u, Ian Martin, who's that? Nathan Froelich, Scott Luxembourg, and Sean R. Hansen. Yeah, absolutely. You got a good, healthy fistful of GameGrooves people there. Awesome. Did you find it pretty easy to work with them, though? I mean, being new to the community and all?
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone was so on board with the track pitch immediately. I mean, Ian being the person who ran the album, he was so on board with the track and the initial style, even when I gave him just like a 30-second preview of the arrangement.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, everyone was so easy to work with, and I would absolutely love to have the opportunity to do so again.
As a side note, Ian, did you just like poke your head and you're like, I need to be part of this?
No, I feel kind of bad, right? Because I feel like I got onto a couple of these tracks from like album producer's privilege, right? I hope nobody feels like in the future, of course, obligated to put any of the album producers, especially me, on any of your tracks. But thank you for having me. It was fun to play bass on this. And yeah.
No, it was really beautiful. I liked I liked every moment of it. It was really, really beautifully done. Well, that's awesome. Deckles, Dan, thank you so much for being here to talk about that as well. And I hope that you have a lot of more positive and passionate experience with the GameGrooves community.
Thanks very much, Josh. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. And we'll put you backstage for now, but I'm going to drop your promo link here, folks. That is Deckles' YouTube if you want to go and check out some more awesome video game tunes. Cool. And then of course we had The Whims of Fate, I Crescendo, again featuring Acapella VGM, Wurzel. Is that a German pronunciation on that one?
Sure.
Dewey,
why not?
Dewey Newt, Stephen Hewitt. Oh man, those are two names that are really hard to say side by side. I want to say and the news, but no. Rory Butler, Ari Day, Andrew Gossett. Really awesome one, and with the video work as well on that one. Super cool. And then we touched on Roe, and we're good there. We don't need to divulge anymore. So that's about 2/3 of the album. Or sorry, 2/3. Oh my god, 2/5. The other odd integer. Anyways, but yeah, this is, I gotta say, a little bit large for some of the GameGrooves albums that I'm used to. Was it hard to kind of like limit the album to 15 tracks? Was that as many submissions as you had?
We actually had more submissions, and there were a couple people who dropped.
Yeah, there were a few people who dropped.
I want to
you
say
were
we approved 18 total.
saying.
And I think we approved as many as we did, kind of keeping in the back of our mind that like we were going to lose a couple along the way, which is what happens in a
Yeah.
kind of compo effort like this. So the final was 15, which I think is a really comfy number. But I think the difference between this and other 15 track albums is that like I feel like most of the tracks on this album were like at least 5 minutes long. There's a lot of long tracks. They don't sound very long. It is a very pleasant listen the entire way through, but it is a longer listen.
Yeah. Just imagine that. Imagine what happens when everybody takes a song and slows it down. It just gets longer. That's what happens,
right? Yeah.
No, we'll keep it under 2 minutes, but we're just gonna take the tempo down. We're gonna turn this one into a dirge. No.
No.
Oh my
no, but it is good. It's about an hour long. And there's a lot of variety. I'm really happy with the length. And also just the number of people, because you never know when you open these things, especially after after not a regime change, but
regime. Oh my god!
What else are you
it was
gonna call
a
it? Right?
hostile takeover.
A coup. Oh my god!
A coup. Yes.
No. But you never know who's going to sign up, right? So it was nice to get all of those submissions to see that everyone was like really engaging with that process of like, I'm going to pick these tracks. Now we have like a ranked submission process where you pick your first, second, and third track, right? And then we look at everything we get and, decide from there. But it is nice to see like people are thinking about that. People are thinking about like what lounge is, what is lounge? What is jazz music? How can I like...
What is jazz?
Well, I mean, maybe
I thought Persona
some
5
people
invented jazz.
Yeah, Persona 5,
wow.
yeah, and
oh my gosh,
and J.S. Bach, right? He invented jazz. No, it was just it's comforting that you don't put this out into the ether and like 5 people sign up or something. It was nice to see that it was a popular, people wanted to make this with us. So.
Mm-hmm.
No, there was a strong amount of enthusiasm from the jump on this, which was great.
Mm-hmm.
And we're seeing the same on the albums we have planned for later this year as well. So, our new processes over at GameGrooves seem to be paying dividends.
Yay.
So you love to see it.
We do love to see it. Oh my gosh. Well, coming up next, Ian Martin has wrangled the most amount of featured artists on the next song that we're going to be listening to.
No, you're not.
You're not sorry.
No, I'm not.
Nobody's buying that
whatever.
shit. No, come on, man. Oh my god. Ian needs like to be able to thank everybody involved in more than one breath. He's got an arrangement called Pursuing My True Self, and this is from Persona 4. We're also going to listen to Dr. B.A. Ferguson, M.D. No, I'm not sure. But he got a track called Heaven from Persona 4. And then Xander Plute, who is sitting pretty backstage, also has an axe to grind. I mean, no, that is the name of the song, Axe to Grind from Persona 5 Strikers. Is that anything like Super Mario Strikers? What's the Strikers?
So Persona 5 Strikers was the Muso game. So like the Dynasty Warriors developers did a Persona 5 spinoff. And it shreds. I'm personally a huge fan of Strikers. I played the heck out of that game when it released. It's very fun. It's action RPG rather than like turn-based like the main games. But ton of fun. If you haven't played Strikers, I think Strikers is the definitive Persona 5 spinoff. I think it continues the story in a really interesting way, and it is a ton of fun. So, yeah.
Right on. Oh, sweet. Okay, well, I think we're gonna get into all of that. Ian, you can thank everybody involved in your track after this next listening block, and we'll get Xander to join us afterwards to talk about that as well. So, without any further ado, let's
listen. We'll get there.
side for your position's tragic. Day and night, searching all around, up and down, controlled by empty words, wasting away hours, posing like something you're not. Where's your heart? Go find an axe to grind. I take heart with nothing right. But I grow up like I must have. Time to take a step back and realize tonight such a shame. He is walking arrogance in disguise. Every night, here's another chance. Dare to dance, ready when you're ready. Keep on his now steady. Won't hold your hand through it all. Brother, fall. Decide on the bird to ride. Know that you can Getting desperate, don't sweat. Everyone's the same. If you regret, reset again. Not all the time in the world, but you may have potential. Show and what you're capable of. You do you, nothing left to lose. And your expertise inspire great stories. Go just a face in the crowd. Let's go find. The fun has just begun. You're all it's going on.
One. Oh, just gorgeous. Wow. Did we hear twice from, I'm going to mess the name, Samathes?
Samathis, I
Yeah.
believe. Yeah.
Yeah. Back to back. Oh man, that must have been a track order choice there, Ian or Carrie, whoever's responsible for that.
That's me.
That's on Ian. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. No, but it works. That was incredible. Well, let's start from the beginning, or at least the beginning of that segment. We had Ian Martin with half of GameGrooves. There was you had Pursuing My True Self, and just because I know you would love to do it, do you want to give credit to everybody involved in that track?
Sure, why not? So both vocalists Ika and Ursa, only names that end in A, right?
What?
And then no, I'm kidding. That's why I chose them. No,
Right? Yeah. Oh, right.
yeah, totally. And then Viron, of course. Viron and I have been doing a lot together musically lately, and
Lately,
it just
in general,
yeah, just in general, right? And always a pleasure. It's great. If I believe Viron, you can correct me in chat, but a 5 octave marimba that's pretty new, and so that was really exciting to get Viron playing that on this. My dad with some percussion, and then we had a great string section with Ronan Op F, Anime Vivi, Nemo Fairlight, and Joshua Iyer. And then, of course, because this is an Exotica arrangement, I had to get the the bird sounds on here in typical Martin Denny fashion. So that was unknown pseudo artist with the burbs.
With the burps.
Yeah, burb attack. So
Oh my
yeah.
Well, that's awesome, folks. If you missed it in the many words that were on screen during that song, Tiki Exotica arrangement. What the heck is that?
So, so Exotica, it's a genre that was kind of created in I believe the 1950s, maybe the 40s, by a couple of different people, primarily Les Baxter and Martin Denny, and it really kind of encapsulated tiki culture and sort of this obsession with an imagined like South Pacific that kind of sprung up in California, particularly like San Diego, Orange County, the Bay Area, and
That's nothing to do with like the torches, right?
Yes,
the tiki torches,
tiki torches,
and the people who had a vision that they used those tiki torches. No, sorry, maybe I'm making an obscure. Actually, I think sorry, maybe that's just local. Yeah, no, okay, sorry. Right, row. Yeah, we don't need to go there. I'll divulge in the backstage, but there's anyways.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, so tiki culture, San Diego. Yeah.
So I growing up, I was exposed to a lot of this music going to vacationing in San Diego, where I am from Los Angeles originally. And it's a couple of hours away. So we'd go down there, and just being immersed in it when I got old enough to drink, right? I was like totally dry during college, and then afterwards it was like anything goes, but it was like mostly wine tasting and tiki bars. So this is music that I just have been absorbing for a long time and pursuing my true self. Like I wanted to, part of the whole reason I was like, oh yeah, lounge music was because I really wanted an excuse to do a lounge arrangement and like specifically like the exotica side of lounge. Mm-hmm. So this was a big ruse to allow me to arrange this. It's the only reason I'm here.
Great, yeah. And now you will resign from GameGrooves or VGM.
See you later. Yeah,
give another Ian a chance in the spotlight. Yeah. Wow, he really did it. I can't believe you did that.
No, you can't get rid of me easily.
Definitely not. Well, in pursuit of your true self, what made you pick this song in particular?
I'm a big, going back to these are games I have played, a few of them, right? And P4 is my favorite. I did in high school like a summer exchange in Yamagata Prefecture in sort of like northern Japan, and the fictional town of Inaba from P4 like really reminded me of that very small town atmosphere. And I'm like a fan of some Japanese horror films, but like the whole midnight TV concept really intrigued me. So that's my favorite Persona game, and I just always like this. I listen to a lot of the Lacey Johnson Persona albums, right, which are like all three of them are excellent. And her P4 album starts out with this track, and she actually has like this extended solo. So when I actually played the game, I was like, oh wait, it's not as extended, but I tried to incorporate some of what she did into this.
Ian, you are not the first person on the GameGrooves ops team to have cribbed something from Lacey Johnson, as I have done the same over the years.
Yeah, no.
Oh man, shout out Lacey and Johnson, inspiring us all. Yeah,
that's Lacey.
Yeah. No, those albums are fantastic, and my only problem with them is that I can never listen to the originals again because they just, they just blow them out of the water. Sorry, I said it. You can kill me, send me hate mail. I don't care. But
there we go. Take that, all you fivers. He likes number 4. Suck it. Okay, sorry. I think unless you had more to say about that
No,
track, I think
I'm good.
I completely blew past our second giveaway of the night.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we're
yeah.
gonna draw that right now, folks. I have some entrants, so we're gonna choose a winner without a drum roll. But hey, it's Brian Stewart. Look at that!
Oh wow.
Wow,
Wow.
everybody's daddy.
Yeah.
Brian Stewart, I'm gonna drop a thing in your shitty chat on Discord or Twitch and give you a download code for that. But yeah, actually, I also blew past some words that Dr. B.A. Ferguson wanted to say about the next track that we are going to talk about, and the next track that we had listened to, that being Heaven from Persona 4, the best one, apparently, according to Ian Martin. But yeah, Dr. B.A. Ferguson, MD, wanted to say this was an amazing opportunity to work with some lovely people, both in and out of GameGrooves. Heaven is one of my favorite, he spelled that correctly, cues from the Persona series, and I always wanted to do this type of arrangement and to show off some piano skills. Thank you, Samathes, for wonderful vocals, Viron Media for holding it down on the percussion, Dr. James Hazelwood Dale for a rich bass line, and Dr. Michael Everett for a smooth flugelhorn recording. Please enjoy. And enjoy we did. Yes, absolutely. That was just absolutely gorgeous. Cool to see James Hazelwood Dale. He's somebody who volunteers with VGMCon, is at least mostly responsible for the GMRAs. But yeah, Dr. B.A. Ferguson, I can't remember. Have we had Dr. B.A. Ferguson on Let's Listen before?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, just never made it, eh?
Yeah.
All
Isn't
right.
he in Europe?
He's in the UK.
Yeah, I was gonna
okay.
say it's like
Yeah.
2 in the morning for
Yeah.
him.
Oh,
right now.
okay.
He's not gonna be able to make one of these.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excuses. And then after that we had Axe to Grind from Persona 5 Strikers, not anything to do with Mario Strikers.
No.
But I also misidentified the wrong Xander. We have Xander backstage from Zelda Rocks, but Xander Plute is not present to speak about that track. But that one was also featuring Sean R. Hansen, Samathes again, and R.E. Day, just putting their double bass all over the album.
I want to take a second and gas up both of these dudes.
Yeah, definitely.
One,
Please do.
Dr. B.A. Ferguson is someone who I've gotten to know a little bit more recently. He had me on his Anime Grooves track, which was from Cowboy Bebop. He's a real delight to work with, total sweetheart. And I have a soft spot for Heaven as a track because incidentally, that was the very first song that I arranged for a band that we will hear from later on this album. So that was always one of my favorite things to play with them. And yeah, I'm a big fan of that song at large. And then Xander Plute, I got to play with at VGMCon last month.
That's right.
So that kid is incredible. He's so young. He's in his early 20s. He hasn't really been playing music for more than a couple of years. And he has so much just like this raw talent and potential that I am very envious of, particularly given his age. I think he's like 22. But yeah, he's an insane player. He's a killer arranger. He's got so much going on. And he's just very, very talented. Again, total sweetheart, absolute joy to play with him last month. Hope I have the opportunity to work with him again in the future. But it was really nice to see him not just do his first GameGrooves track as an arranger, but to also pick something from one of the Persona spin-offs. So that was really fun to see. He's got good taste.
Nice. And VGM definitely needs to keep getting some new blood in, don't we? None of us are getting any younger.
No.
Oh boy. All right. Cool. Well, we got a couple more listening blocks, folks, so we're going to keep on moving here. Coming up next, we got another 3 tracks. We've got Lord Biff with No More What Ifs from Persona 5 Royal. After that, we've got Zelda Rocks with Heartful Cry from Persona 3 FES. And then we've got Joshua Iyer with Last Surprise from Persona 5. Joshua Iyer has got a little introduction video that we'll display, and then an actual music video afterwards as well, because that's cool. We love video here. Let's watch. But yeah, without any further ado, folks, why don't we say let's
listen.
Hello everyone, my name is Joshua Iyer, and I arranged this next track you're about to hear, Last Surprise. I've never played a Persona game before. I heard this track from the 8-bit Big Band, and I fell in love with it then, and that's why I picked it for here. I've listened to a lot of music from my favorite jazz artists who were inspired, especially in the 1920s and 30s, from jazz music of that time in their concert music. So it was really fun to try to blend some of the jazz styles and the lounge styles for the album with the classical music that I know and love. I learned so much from everyone involved in helping me put this track together, all the musicians that played on it and did such a phenomenal job putting it together, as well as mixing and mastering. That's something that is new to me because I haven't really done it very much, only in the past few years. So it's been really great to kind of learn from all of these other elements of the music process. So yeah, thank you for listening to the track, and I hope you enjoy it, and hope you enjoy the rest of the album. Bye!
Incredible. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Sorry, hold on. The title card is just glitching out. Ampersand. All right. Well, that is Xander and
It's all
Nicole.
good.
Everybody, we have now joining us from Zelda Rocks. Yeah, Xander and Nicole, how are you both doing tonight?
Good, doing well. Yeah, the album's been really cool so far. It's nice to listen in.
Absolutely. Are you among the rest of the newbies here? Is this your first time contributing to GameGrooves?
Pretty much. We were on the Anime Grooves like April Fool's album last month, but we started this like months before that. So
okay, right. And since Anime Grooves is a joke, then it doesn't really count, right?
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, awesome. Well, you had your arrangement of "Heartful Cry." That is from Persona 3 FES. What does FES stand for?
I believe it's festival.
Oh, sorry, Carrie. Do you want to say something?
I was just going to say, I think it's festival or short festival.
Like in a Japanese abbreviation kind of way, where they just say FES.
Yeah, the like online rumors it was supposed to celebrate Persona 3 selling so much better than 1 and 2, so it's like, oh, festival, celebration, here's a new version with extra features.
Game of the year
apparently FES or FES is a very common abbreviation for festival in Japan. So
yeah.
Okay. You don't go to the convenience store, you go to the konbini.
Yeah.
That's just how they do over there. Well, that's cool. Okay. And is Persona 3 FES a personal favorite, or where does that land in your tier list of Persona games?
Yeah, I'd say Persona 5 Royal is probably the favorite right now, and it's the only one that Nicole's played a bit of as well. Persona's definitely more my thing.
Calling me out.
But I do definitely have a soft spot for Persona 3 because one of my friends lent it to me right when I was starting undergrad in college, and I played that for like a year, like pretty much spaced out matching the game. And it just has a really good story. It's very emotional, really good characters. And Heartful Cry in particular is an interesting song because it plays in the extra story mode, The Answer. And it's the battle theme for when some of the party members are fighting each other because there's a bit of a conflict as to where to go next in the story. So I just thought that was a unique thing that you don't see in a lot of RPGs, and it leads to a very intense and emotional track.
Yeah, definitely. When I was listening to it, I was like, if this was presented in any other genre, I would have just assumed that it was like battle music. Am I hitting the mark there?
Yes, you are.
Awesome. Yeah. It's just a little bit of busyness going on and stuff. I mean, you did a really good job of subduing that, adapting it to the style of the theme of the album, etc. Just because this is my introduction to both of you, I'm sure it is the same for many of our viewers at home. Do you want to let us know a little bit about what your musical professions and what contributions you made to this arrangement?
Yeah, so I did most of the arranging for the track. I've done more jazz arranging, but we've both done a good bit of jazz arranging. So Nicole walked me through writing a walking bass line because she's done most of our jazz stuff, but I've arranged for like jazz bands before. So this was kind of based on my Fly Me to the Moon that I did in a band in college.
Nice.
And I'm sure you can hear that. Yeah, and then I play the guitar and piano and bass. So all of that was recorded by me. All of the flute work was Nicole. And then we got Xander Plute on to do the saxes. And like Carrie was talking about earlier, he's really talented. He really killed it with that solo especially. So it was great to have him for both the tenor and the alto.
Right on. And so then the two of you, that is what makes up Zelda Rocks. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, that's really cool. Nicole, where does Persona SE or SE5? I don't know where my head's at. Persona 3 FES. Where does that land on your tier list?
Gosh, so I've never actually played a Persona game.
Hey, all right, high five. Yeah, let's go.
But it's really funny because Xander's gonna kill me for talking about this, but he sings this song all the time around the house. And I didn't know what it was called or what it was from. I was just like, oh, it's the song that Xander always hums or whatever. And then he was finally like, hey, can you play flute on this track? And then I heard it and I was like, oh, that's what that song is.
Oh my gosh, Xander, were you singing that around the house because you were thinking of doing this arrangement, or did it just happen to be like, oh, I've been singing this song forever at home and driving Nicole crazy?
Yeah.
Guess what? GameGrooves is doing a compilation album.
What happened was when Persona 3 Reload came out, I had wanted to do a Persona 3 piano album because I do a lot of solo piano stuff. So I had written out an arrangement for piano for this song, and I never got around to recording it because we're both in grad school right now, and that time management a mess. But then I had stuck in my own head because of my own arrangement, so I was singing it all the time. And then Ian was like, "Hey, Velvet Room track applications are open." I was like, "You know what I could do?" And then we found out later that it was that song.
Yeah.
It was really bad, but still killed it on the flute, so it was all good.
Oh my gosh, a latent dream fulfilled. That's amazing to hear. Oh my gosh, and shout outs to Xander Plute as well for his contributions. Yeah, well, that's really good. Welcome to the GameGrooves family.
Thank you.
Wishing you a lot of more fun and success with that and with your other VGM endeavors. So thank you for being here tonight to talk about your track. And yeah, we'll get you back on at the end just to give a last hurrah. But thank you so much for being here.
Of course, thanks for hosting.
Absolutely. And we'll put you backstage there. Yeah, so we had before that one, we had Lord Biff with No More What Ifs featuring Tiggs. I mean, that one was just smooth. Yeah, Tiggs's voice has got a lot of smoky elements to it, so I think that's just perfect. And Joshua Iyer bringing a crew together as well to do the last surprise from Persona 5. That was really nice as well. Are we gassing people up in their absence?
I mean,
What's
No
going
More
on?
What Ifs is it's a really interesting tune from Persona 5. I think a lot of people consider it almost like a catchy's theme in Persona 5 Royal. But yeah, it is a really interesting tune, and this was a really interesting take on it. And last surprise, it is the Persona 5 song, right? It has been done a million ways, but this was very different. It was nice to hear an instrumental take on a song that is so known for its vocals. But still keeping the jazz violins in there, which there's a lot of those on the Persona 5 soundtrack. So this was just a very fun, very fresh take on kind of the highlight song from the Persona 5 soundtrack in a lot of ways.
Yeah. And also it's really nice to get Joshua on as part of GameGrooves album. He's someone I've worked with a lot in the past, and so I'm glad that he's he's made the leap over here and is starting to really dive in. So
yeah, definitely. Well, I've definitely seen Joshua featured on past GameGrooves projects and stuff like that, but you're saying that this is the first time he's really kind of arranged?
He's arranged for like one of our main albums. Yeah.
No,
so
really, really great job. And I'm sure you had a good time working with him, Ian Martin.
Oh, always. So yeah, it's always, I always love recording for him. His arrangements are fantastic. So yeah.
All right. Speaking of fantastic, we've got a album giveaway to do here during this break. We have lots of other people who have said, gimme in chat. If you are one of those people who wants this album, as it is released tomorrow, just type gimme in chat, GIMME. Give me, that's a contraction of that word, of those words. But yeah, we've got lots of candidates, so let's just click a button and choose a winner. It is Deluxe Dolomite.
Oh, excellent.
Ooh,
yeah,
yes.
Congratulations, Deluxe Dolomite. I'll slip into your Twitch DMs here during the next listening block and give you your download code to get this album. And yeah, that's right. I see some more people in chat saying gimme. We have one more giveaway to do after this final listening block, folks. So if you still want your chance to get this album for free, just type gimme in chat. Otherwise, you're going to have to pay for it. Over on the Bandcamp page, which I'm going to drop in chat right now, just so you can go there. If you do, I mean, there's nothing wrong with giving them money anyways. Support the arts, right?
Please do.
Please do.
Donate $10 to GameGrooves. This is they're finally like, we did it, folks. We got the album out the way we wanted to do it. The process is refined, and this is how we're working going forward. So let them know that it's working by giving them money. Yeah, well, that brings us to our final listening block, folks. Yeah, we've got to kick this one off. Conflict of interest, Carrie.
Whatever.
I'm teasing.
Conflict of interest.
I'm sorry, Ian has got you on that one, actually.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
This is the only track I want on this album. Is this one? Yeah,
I know. I'm totally from a nonprofit president. It's a joke. But anyway, so we've got Buy Score coming up with a battle theme. Oh my god. From Persona 2, Innocent Sin. What does that mean? Innocent Sin. Oh my god.
Persona 2 was a duology. We'll talk more about that after the listening
Oh yes,
block.
the duality of man. Anyways, yeah, they've got a video for that one. Actually, we're gonna watch some video. We're also afterwards going to be listening to Quick Save with Color Your Night from Persona 3. There's no features on that one. Can you imagine that? It's a whole band just doing it all by themselves.
Just 6 dudes.
Just 6 dudes doing it all alone.
Doing it all by themselves.
Oh
my gosh. And then we're gonna cap things off with an 8-minute epic. We've got online co-op doing Our Light from Persona 5 Royal. And I think we've got Felix and Deontay backstage who are eager. They've been sitting so patiently, just waiting to talk about this track. And so we'll definitely do that as well as our final album giveaway after this listening block. But if we're all ready, then I say let's
listen. We're still not doing it. It's fine.
It's lag.
Buy Score.
down to ride. I'm gonna drive until the break of dawn. I'm wildin' now. I'm on a mission, grinding out whatever it is I gotta do. Riding out until the day I meet you. I'm riding out. I look up in the sky, ask a lot of why. I never let it faze me. I'm keeping good vibes and I'm on the road. Watch out for all surprises. What it provides, good and bad, but nothing unties.
Another wonder in the night. Let me paint the view. Go to a town with my life. For every moment shared with you, not out in the day, but never fully gone. Gonna be back again until the coming of a dawn.
For all the days ahead of us, put your hands up, wave them side by side for good luck. For all the nights like this, put your hands up, love the moment even in the dusk. Yup. You always got my back, and of course I got your back. Don't you worry about that now. It's been a good day, good night. It's gonna be a good day, good night. Nothing comes between us, dancing like ballerinas under the moonlight all night long. How these plain and simple scenes get painted so vividly by you. I just wanna stay with
Around
you.
the world I slowly dance whenever our eyes meet. You know you leave me in a trance. It means everything to me looking down below. The one I seek to find, no matter where you might go. Remember you'll be on my mind.
Always watching over me, somehow you make me feel invincible. Power to my soul, yup. I'm at ease with things that used to bother me, cause your existence just lights me up, yeah. You always got my back, and of course I got your back. Don't you worry about that now. It's been a good day, good night. It's gonna be a good day, good night.
Within the inner heart I plead for you to talk to me. I wanna hear all the good and bad, the new stories you have. As I drift across the sky, the hour head turns high. So good night, let me sing a lullaby, love. I'll be singing you, baby.
Gosh, dang it! Oh my god, and a cat.
And a cat. Gannon's here.
Oh wow, that was gorgeous. What a way to close the album too, with that really epic, deep, rich arrangement of Our Light. But before we blow past that, folks, do want to do the last giveaway. Or no, actually, hold on. We're going to give folks who've just shown up or who haven't taken the chance yet to enter the last album giveaway tonight. So, folks, if you would like a chance to win a free download code for this album, just type "gimme" in chat, GIMME. And actually, let's do some talking. We'll do it at the end, because then I think Ian plans to do something that all of those people who got those album codes will appreciate. So circling back, we had Buyscore with Battle from Persona 2 Innocent Sin, featuring Kevragone and Riley Zielinski. Carrie here, of course, is from Buyscore, and I'm wearing your shirt.
You are,
and it's got a character from Persona on it that I can't identify.
Yeah, it's got Jack Frost on it. He's kind of the Atlas mascot at large. Yeah, hee ho. So yeah, I, in typical Carriewood fashion, had to do something a little outside of the box for one of these compos, right? So I believe I was the only person to submit any songs from Persona 2 on the application form. So I think all three of the songs that I submitted, I know it was this. There was the main theme from Persona 4, Dancing All Night, and then something else. It might have been the main theme from Persona 5 Strikers. But in any case, basically Ian was like, you can just choose whichever one of these you want to do. So I decided to do the Persona 2 because it was important to me as a big time Shin Megami Tensei and Persona fan to have some Persona 2 representation on this album. The original track from Persona 2 Innocent Sin, it's the battle theme. It's the normal battle theme from that game. And it's like 150 BPM. It is very fast. It is very synthy. There are screaming guitars, a lot of heavy distortion and whatnot. And so I really wanted to challenge myself to take a track that really had nothing jazz about it, and turn it into a very smooth track. So obviously myself and my partner Ian Cowell kind of laid down the bones, and then we looped in Kevragone, who's become very much one of our go-to drummers. But Kev really elevated the arrangement, because I had slowed it down originally to about 100 BPM, and he slowed it down further all the way down to 80 BPM, and put all of this very much 70s early prog inspired drum fills in there and additional percussion. I really cannot credit Kev Ragone enough in terms of what he did for this arrangement. So we did give him a co-arrangement credit on this because of the amount of work that he did. I really think in a lot of ways, this track was a vehicle for Ian and I to kind of show off Kev and Riley more so than anything else. My part was so easy on this track. I was just locked in the back of this track, whatever, like easy bass part. I don't care. But for me, getting to feature not just Kev in such a prominent way, but to be able to feature Riley, who a lot of people know from VV Go and from the MAG Community Orchestra at Super Mag Fest every year. But for me, I've known Riley for several years due to the fact that we both played in the Baltimore Gamer Symphony Orchestra. So when I went, I really think this track needs jazz flute. Riley was the first person who came to mind, especially because I wanted low flute. I wanted an alto flute, not a standard flute, but an alto flute. Riley is very good at alto and bass flute for that matter. I've had the absolute pleasure of getting to know Riley, and truthfully, I just wanted an excuse to work with them again because I miss seeing them every week in BGSO.
And altos need some champions too, you know.
I mean,
Like,
honestly, you know, the low flutes, I feel like very much are obviously lesser known than, you know, your standard flute and piccolo. But alto flute in particular has this really nice warmth about it that I really wanted to add to this particular line. And it's just a really gorgeous tone, and Riley is an incredible player, and so any opportunity that I get to elevate some of the homies from back in my BGSO days, I will certainly take the opportunity to do that. Fun fact about the solo on this from Ian was he recorded that while he was tracking with his non-VGM band Psychic Hit. Spent 6 days in a studio in Oakland, and he borrowed the engineer's Dan Electro to record the solo for this. So if you think it has a slightly different tone than usual, that's why. But overall, I'm so pleased with this. Again, I cannot thank Kev and Riley enough for their contributions. I just really feel like I presented this skeleton, this scaffolding, and those two really kind of built out what this tune really turned into. Also, it was important for me to feature a track that was not written by Shoji Meguro on this album. Shoji Meguro did not come into the Persona series until Persona 3. So I believe it was Kenichi Tsuchiya who did the original composition. So that was also really nice as well to be able to do that.
Awesome. Wow. Yeah. Love it. Love the sounds that you guys did. You know, when Kev's going on those drum fills, I'm just picturing like, oh, we're you know, having like dinner and a show, you know, and like the cooks are like flambeing stuff in the back, like things are heating up a little bit in the lounge, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then after that we had Quick Save with Color Your Night, and we did have a little paragraph from the band here that I would like to read out.
Jacob, I believe. Yeah.
From Jacob. Awesome. Yeah. It says, it was a huge honor to get to produce Color Your Night for Lounging in the Velvet Room. It's one of my favorite tracks from the Persona 3 soundtrack. While the original recording had a massive hip-hop influence, it always struck me as a 1960s jazz tune in Masquerade. Ooh, very fitting for the Persona theme. Working with my brothers in Quick Save to lean into that vibe was really a blast, and it's the band's first official studio track. How about that? We are beyond honored to share it with you through GameGrooves. So congratulations to Quick Save on the first studio track. Sorry, what's that?
I know a thing or two about Quick Save.
Yeah, you might actually.
I'm not going to speak on behalf of the band, but as someone who was a founding member of that band, I do just want to just take a quick aside and just say I'm very proud of these boys for getting this done. I know it's been obviously there were a lot of adjustments within the last couple of years, but you know it's really nice to see these boys come into their own. Jacob was the arranger on this, and then the two vocalists were Bear and Austin. So very, very proud of these boys for getting this done. I think the final track is a fun one, and I think this is the only Persona Reload exclusive track that was added to this as well. So that's fun as well.
Amazing. And then afterwards, sitting here in the back, totally this whole time, we're going to bring on Deontay and Felix of Online Co-op, who you just watched for 8 lovely minutes, just bouncing off of each other, having a wonderful musical conversation. So Felix, Deontay, we've had you both on Game Grooves in the past, but for this one, you are presenting yourselves as Online Co-op. Is this a formalized group? Are you two like an item now?
Whoa! Item?
I'm sorry. I mean, like, I'm not. You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah, the wedding's next spring.
You're all invited.
Oh, sweet. Well, you know the music's gonna bang. Oh my god.
Yeah, take part in this one, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. But anyways, yes, online co-op. Formalization of you two as well. I can't even say duo now, can I? Oh my god!
Yeah, but to your point, I think we were both just having this experience of working on this track together. We realized, oh, I think this would be a tight jazz duo if the two of us were working together. So we threw some ideas back and forth, and yeah, this is our inaugural track to set us off on adventures on continuing to write and compose and arrange music, video game music. I'm excited.
Yeah,
right on.
Pretty much all that.
What started that whole thing for you two?
I think you asked me to play Deontay for one of your tracks before.
It was like back with the Over the Mountain Celeste track.
Yes.
Yeah, it was with the Over the Mountain Celeste track. Not Exhale. It was like one of the ending tracks, and I remember like me and Felix I talked before because the first album we were both on together was Select Your Adventure for Game Grooves. Mm-hmm. And I remember like commenting, it's like, "Oh, your hip hop track is so cool." So like, I think we ended up kind of just talking from then. Then I asked like, "Oh, would you be interested in playing piano?" And then he's kind of been my go-to piano person after that.
Oh, it's been so much fun to play for Deontay, and his arrangements are always killer, and I always love his musical tastes. And yeah, we like you need to understand. The man just gave me sheet music, okay? And then I basically just took the sheet music. I was like, okay, cool, I'll play it my way. And like, no notes, nothing. Deontay didn't give me any direction. We just like settled on a vibe, and that's it. And then I started playing, and then this cat just plays the sax with no issues. It fits everything into how I'm playing it. I'm like, yeah, this is meant to be. This is insane.
I think like literally, I think all we did was just like you sent like a piece, like a tune. It's like, oh, I kind of want to like do it like this. Like that. That's cool because that's one of my favorite tracks. So yeah,
the idea was in a Sentimental Mood by
Duke Ellington and John Coltrane.
Yeah. That was the inspo. I basically was just like, nothing to me sounds more lounge than that. Yeah. And I haven't played any Persona games. Sorry, so I'm in your camp, Josh.
Yes, all right.
But Deontay has, I believe, right?
I'm a big Persona fan. That being said, I'm still trying to work on playing 1 and 2 because those are a mystery to me. I'm trying to find how to play them. Also, my favorite Persona, at least of the modern ones, is 3, 5, and 4.
Yeah, but
that's the correct order of the modern Persona.
But basically, we just started like, okay, I want to try something kind of similar to In a Sentimental Mood, especially with that piano intro that Duke Ellington does. Mm-hmm. And basically, Deontay said, "Hey, how about this one? How about this track? How about that one?" I'm like, "Oh, this one could work." And we settled on this track here, Our Light. And I think what basically happened was I got the initial chords down for the intro, and I was like, what if I did it like this? And you're just like, we're done. We're cooking. Okay. let me do the arrangement, and then we're done.
Oh, my gosh. Well, yeah, it just sounds like things just synced up. And, yeah, if that means a fruitful future for the both of you, then congratulations. And I'm totally expecting my wedding invite in the mail. No, genuinely, yeah, and you were talking about it a little bit backstage as well, how like the arrangement just kind of felt pretty effortless, just working with each other, and that's the best it can be, right? So do you sorry, I know this is just gonna keep on sounding like I'm interviewing a new couple or something. Do you have plans to like present like live at all, or are you just kind of sticking to the online co-op for now?
Ooh. We're sticking online right now. Local, maybe one day. We'll figure it out one day.
Nice.
We're sticking online for now.
Yeah. And then you'll just be co-op.
I was thinking about this would be off. I believe it'd be offline co-op at that point.
Offline.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Aya says couch co-op in chat. That's a
couch.
Good
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you have to drag a couch around with you everywhere, or put it on your rider, and that's
You
just
get like an
exactly.
inflatable one, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. You could do that. Oh man. All right. Well, sorry, I just went somewhere in my mind, and then I moderated myself, and then it didn't come out, and I'm happy.
We're very proud of you, bud.
Thank you so much. It's really hard.
We don't need any more wedding proposals. To drop on us.
We're good. I'm there. I think I've stopped it all. Okay. Anyways, yes, online co-op. What an incredible nightcap for this really smooth album. I felt like like people have been saying in chat, just like really kind of ties it all together at the end there, and it's just like super smooth and savory to the last sip. So yeah, thank you very much, Giante, Felix.
Thank you.
Online co-op as it is, inaugural arrangement. Congratulations, and thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome. Thanks for having us.
Yep.
You bet. We'll put you away for now, and we've just got one more formality. We've got a final album giveaway, and I've seen a few more gimmies in chat, so that means it is time to choose a winner. I press a button, and it becomes Salgexicon. Salgexicon, congratulations for your download code. I am going to slide it into your DMs, and then Carrie and Ian, you can both take it away with your final thoughts on the Velvet Room. Sorry, lounging in the Velvet Room.
Sure. Well, as the album producer here, I always want everything to go as smoothly as possible, and I'm so happy with every single one of these tracks. Everything has blown me totally blown my mind, right? And I'm very excited about what we're doing right at GameGrooves in 2025. This is our, as I said before, this is the first album that we really conceived of post-transition and executed, and we can really, it just shows we can really do this. We can keep going, and it's so exciting to me. So thank you to all of the track arrangers and all of the musicians who recorded for this. I'm so grateful to you all.
Yeah, so while I wasn't quite as involved in the production of this outside of my own track for By Score, very, very just want to co-sign everything Ian just said. It's been really nice to see that our new processes that we've kind of come up with for the album production schedule and deadlines and all of that everybody's been very understanding of why we wanted to change things, and very on board with just getting things done. So this whole process felt very smooth. We didn't really have to chase anybody for tracks at the last minute. Everybody was really easy to work with, very communicative, and again, as the probably biggest Shin Megami Tensei and Persona fan on the GameGrooves ops staff, it's been a joy for me to be able to see this come together. It's really a celebration of the franchise at large, and hopefully we get some new Persona news next week at Summer Games Fest too. Fingers crossed. I feel like Yuri Lowenthal dropping the bomb the other day about a Persona 4 remake, probably teasing the fact that that's going to be announced next week, but who knows?
Hopefully, yeah.
Oh my god. Well, I guess that'll just be one more game that I have to try in the Persona series, which will be one out of all of them.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead. Sorry.
One more thing. Yeah. I just wanted to thank Drew Gibson,
Yes.
Lowlander, who did all of the masters for this album and who also helped with a lot of the mixes. And just having him there, having his ears and his expertise made this all really come together and just sound like it was meant to be an album rather than 15 random tracks we grabbed from different places. So thank you, Drew. He's enjoying himself now.
He's down at Disneyland with his
Yeah.
family. Like,
Yeah, like I hope he's not thinking about this right now and just having fun.
I hope he
you know?
really like completely logs off and doesn't think about Game
Yeah.
Grooves for the next 4 days.
Yeah, he deserves it. He works so hard for everything we do here. So
Yeah, huge thanks to Drew, and I also got to shout out Rusty at Sounddrop as well
Yes,
for
yes.
making sure that everything cleared licensing appropriately, and so they should be on streaming, I believe, tomorrow as
Tomorrow
well.
morning.
We were concerned that it might take an extra couple weeks and we might have to do a separate streaming debut, but Rusty really helped us out, and so this will be available on streaming starting tomorrow as well, thanks to his hard work.
Yeah.
Lovely, lovely. And if I understand what you're about to do correctly, Ian, it is going to be available for those who have pre-ordered on Bandcamp and won some some download codes, because you're going to publish that like right now, right?
Right. I just clicked the button. This is a tradition that I saw Alan do more than a few times, and I'm happy to carry it on. So if you want to go ahead and order it on Bandcamp, the whole thing is available now. Yeah, and if you pre-ordered it, which thank you for pre-ordering, you can now download all of the tracks and enjoy them for the rest of your evening.
Yeah. Listen to it all again without interruption from anybody, especially Ro Panaganti, who we are done talking about. Oh my gosh. Well, this has been a real pleasure. Folks, if you've enjoyed this show, we do this quite often on Thursdays. And in fact, for all of June, we are going to have Let's Listens on Thursdays starting at 6 or 7 p.m. Pacific time. Coming up next week, actually, we've got the Cybertronic Spree coming on, and they are going to be breaking down a truncated version of their Robot Prom, which they performed at MagFest 26. That's going to be really cool. I love having Canadians on the show, and it'll be their first time on bonus stage.
Canadian robots, even.
Canadian robots, yes.
You guys have a lot of robots up there. Like, between Cybertronic Spree and Twerp, you have a high concentration of Canadian musical robots.
All right, cool. I'll just add that to my bucket of Canadian facts, which is totally a real bucket that I didn't just make up. But well, that's great. So yes, please come back every Thursday for June if you would like to witness more of these listening parties. They're a lot of fun, and especially featuring the Game Grooves communities. You folks are always super fun to have on. So thank you, Ian, Carrie, for joining me tonight, and everybody else. In fact, that is a good segue. Why don't we get everybody who's been on the show tonight back into the set here, just to give one last Zoom call from hell. Just thank you everybody for being a part of the show tonight. You've all been wonderful to talk to. Love your music, love your style, and welcome all the newbies to the Game Grooves community as well. I'm probably going to find somebody that we can target with a raid for those of you who are still going to be up and on Twitch. As for me, I'm going to get off of my butt and wish the rest of you a good night. So thank you so much, everybody. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.